First, I want to say thanks to you all for visiting and viewing this channel, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the show. And feel free to post your comments. Okay, let's go to see what they provided for you in this part. It's about top 5 greatest NFL players of all time, will be presented in 3 episodes. Be my guest to take a look at them and let's see what made them stunning. Number 5 is Lawrence Taylor, who was a linebacker. After an All-American career at the University of North Carolina from 1978 through 1981, Taylor was drafted by the Giants as the second overall selection in the 1981 NFL Draft. Taylor, or the original LT, played for the New York Giants from 1981 through 1993. He is considered to be the greatest players in the history of the NFL. Taylor has many awards his rookie seasons and has accumulated a very impressive resume over his playing career. He has appeared in 10 Pro Bowls and won the Super Bowl an impressive 2 times. Taylor made his NFL regular season debut on September 6, 1981 in a 24-10 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Aside from incurring a penalty for a late hit on Eagle running back Perry Harrington, Taylor played a nondescript game. In 1986, Taylor had one of the most successful seasons by a defensive player in the history of the NFL. He recorded a league-leading 20.5 sacks and became one of the just 2 defensive players to win the NFL Most Valuable Player award and the only defensive player to be the unanimous selection for MVP. He also was named Defensive Player of the Year for the 3rd time. Following the 1990 season, Parcells, with whom Taylor had become very close, retired and the team was taken over by Ray Handley. 1991 marked a steep decline in Taylor's production. It became the first season in his career in which he failed to make the Pro Bowl squad after setting a then record by making it in his first 10 years in the league. Taylor finished with 7 sacks in 14 games, and the Giants' defense, while still respectable, was no longer one of the top units in the league.
Nothing can come as close as you when you hear the wind blows. But through this unstoppable storm of love remains, it drives me insane. I feel we got
On January 15, 1994, in what would be Taylor's final game, the Giants were beaten 44-3 by the San Francisco 49ers. As the game came to a conclusion, television cameras drew in close on Taylor, who was crying. He announced his retirement at the post-game press conference, saying, "I think it's time for me to retire. I've done everything I can do. I've been to Super Bowls, I've been to playoffs. I've done things that other people haven't been able to do in this game before. After 13 years, it's time for me to go."
Young dancing flag down, Young sacked at the 6.
Taylor breaking to the outside, getting away from the blocker right there, Lewis Sharp, who's wearing a cast. Taylor said he's...
Taylor ended his career with 1,089 tackles, 132.5 sacks, not counting the 9.5 sacks he recorded as a rookie, because sacks did not become an official statistic until 1982. 9 interceptions, 134 return yards, 2 touchdowns, 33 forced fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries, and 34 fumble return yards. John Madden said about this player, "Lawrence Taylor defensively has had as big an impact as any player I've ever seen. He changed the way defense is played, the way pass rushing is played, the way linebackers play, and the way offenses block linebackers."
A joke. There's something about Lawrence Taylor that is larger than life. I'll tell you what, it's the way he plays. Two guys try to block him there, and two guys fail.
Number 4 is Joe Montana, who was a quarterback. Joseph Clifford Montana, who was born on June 11, 1956, is a former American football quarterback who played in the National Football League for 16 seasons. Nicknamed Joe Cool and the Comeback Kid, he spent most of his career with the San Francisco 49ers. The wind did not feel Montana was ready to be the full-time starter in 1975. However, Montana played a key role in Notre Dame's victory over North Carolina. During the game played in Chapel Hill, Montana came in with 5 minutes and 11 seconds left to play. At the time, North Carolina led by a score of 14 versus 6. Montana spent 1 minute and 2 seconds of game time on the field. In that time, he had 129 passing yards, and Notre Dame won the game 21 versus 14.
They're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone.
Although Montana appeared in all 16 regular season games during the 1979 season, he only threw 23 passes. He spent most of the season as the backup on the San Francisco depth chart behind the starter Steve DeBerg. Montana began the 1981 season as San Francisco's starting quarterback. The season ended up as one of the franchise's most successful to that point. Backed in part by Montana's strong performance, the team finished the regular season with a 13 versus 3 record. In 1987, Montana had 31 touchdown passes, a career high in just 13 games. Montana crossed the picket line during the NFLPA strike and threw 5 touchdowns against replacement players, 54 yards, and had a passer rating of 102.1.
Expected to win every game that he played.
Joe Cool was the guy who was never flustered. There was nothing too big for him.
Montana played for the 49ers from 1979 through 1992, and then the Chiefs from 1993 through 1994.
Everybody has their time, and this is his right now. He's had a great year.
The kid from Pennsylvania did not like hearing it was all about Marino. Now, he would never tell you that, but deep down inside, the competitor that he is, yeah.
Montana changing things off. Oh, is that smart? Montana. There could have been little doubt that Joe Montana would be the most valuable player. And puts it into the 49ers.
So go on in line. Sometimes I can handle this alright. But
He was nicknamed Joe Cool, and he can lay claim to 4 Super Bowl titles and 6 Super Bowl MVPs.
so tell me the truth, tell me the truth, I won't let go.
points is 216 yards. Is there another one? This one's to Craig.
At the 10-yard line, 39 seconds remaining. Comes right. Back to throw Montana. Steps up, throws. Touchdown 49ers! And the 49ers have won the Super Bowl as they win it on a brilliant 98-yard drive, 20-6.
Chased again, caught and dropped.
Everybody in the press box had counted the 49ers out of that game. But we all forgot who was the quarterback of the 49ers.
28 points in the fourth quarter. 4 touchdown passes.
Break in motion. Montana rolls right. Tucks it in. Throws to the end zone. Taylor. Touchdown 49ers.
Well, when Joe was hitting that playoff game with the Giants, I really became sick to my stomach.
That's how the transitional phase, if you want to call it that, was completed, is that Montana was hurt in the NFC Championship game, and I think at that point, it became Steve Young's team.
I really didn't want to leave San Francisco, but the circumstances being the way they were, for me to be able to play again, I realized that the best thing for me to do would be to leave.
Montana was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs on April 20, 1993 and signed a $10 million contract over 3 years. Montana returned Hersey to the Chiefs in 1994, starting all but 2 games. His highlights included a classic duel with John Elway, which Montana won 31 versus 28 on Monday Night Football, and a memorable game in Week 2 when Montana played against his old team, the 49ers and Steve Young. In a much anticipated matchup, Montana and the Chiefs prevailed and defeated the 49ers 24 versus 17. On April 18, 1995, Montana announced his retirement before a huge crowd at Justin Herman Plaza in San Francisco. The event was broadcast live on local television and included speeches from John Madden, Eddie Bartolo, and others. His career totals 3,409 completions on 5,391 attempts, 273 touchdowns, 139 interceptions, and 40,551 yards passing. He also rushed for 1,676 yards and 20 touchdowns. He was a cool and confident character, hence his name. He was noted for his ability to keep calm under pressure, and he helped his teams to 32 fourth-quarter comebacks, which is a very impressive tally. He was entered into football's 100 greatest players in 1999, and he ranks 4th on our greatest NFL players of all time list. So, these players are 2 of the top 5 NFL players of all time, ranking 5th and 4th at the table. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I recommend you to watch the others would be presented in the next episode. I'm telling you again, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell if you'd like to watch our next video. Have fun till the next video.